Okay. Vita. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that. What it do, still with the camera, sound like a man. Big boss hog, boss dog, cake poke through the dough. Here to talk to this boxing, fucking in my soliloquy. Every tough times don't last, good people do don't love yourself. Call them in the fall out, maybe you matter. Peak game, 84's on what's one. Alright. So, I had a lot of bud buddies in my comment section crying. My Tim Zoo video. I got a bunch of content coming. Y'all buckle up. Like, I'm telling you, I got content all the way to the middle of June. Like, I'm not playing, bro. Boss be working. That's one thing about me, I'm not lazy. I work. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it is. I put in work. I got 2 channels I'm running. Your boy in school. Your boy works 7 days a week. Your boy work out 7 days a week. I'm a husband and a father. And I got 2 dogs. Pit bulls to be exact. I'm not playing, bro. Your boy get to it. Like Nike, I just do it. Never complain. But let's talk boxing. The hatred of Errol Spence. Part Infinity. I don't know. I made so many of these videos. Bro. I made a video talking about nobody want to see Canelo versus Terence Crawford. These niggas come up here and talking about nobody wanted to see Canelo Errol Spence. Bro, what the hell that got to do with Errol Spence? What does Canelo Terence Crawford got to do with Errol Spence? These niggas is sack chasers, bro. I swear. I swear, bro. Every time they bring up Spence, I don't even talk about Errol. I don't mention Errol, nothing. I made like 2 videos recently about Errol because of the fact that it was something worth talking about. I make videos about something that's worth talking about. That's what I do. I don't sit there and make content just to be making. It got to be worth my time, right? And I'm sitting there, bro, and I'm like, okay, reading these comments. Of course, I don't avoid no comment, no smoke. Every comment get answered to, right? And I'm sitting there, oh, y'all didn't say anything when it was Canelo versus Spence, so be quiet and tune in. Like I said before, you never heard Boss say, oh man, Canelo versus Errol Spence, that's the fight to make. No, you didn't hear nobody say that. You didn't hear me say that. I didn't hear nobody say Canelo need to fight Errol Spence. No. Now, what I did say about the fight, I said it's a lucrative fight for Canelo because Errol Spence has a good fan base. He got a good following in Texas. So if Canelo was to fight, he could fight Errol Spence in Texas. It ain't got to be at AT&T Stadium. He could fight Errol Spence in Houston, right? At NRG Stadium, right? That's what I recommended back in the day, right? But I said I'm not a fan of the fight because at the time, Errol Spence was at 147, Canelo was at 160. What are we talking about? I said I wasn't a fan of the fight. I say it's a lucrative fight. This fight against Terence Crawford is only lucrative because Turki Al-Sheikh got money. That's it. He got bread. That's the only reason why it's lucrative. Because Turki Al-Sheikh has already promised the money. He got the money, right? He not relying on the public to come up with the money. He already got it, right? So that's why it's lucrative for Canelo Alvarez because of the fact that the money's already there, right? Turki don't got to rely on the public like traditional boxing do, right? Traditional boxing, they rely on the public. They make fights based off the demand, right? Nobody's demanding this fight, right? That's just what it is. Terence Crawford's a hell of a fighter, but he can't sell, right? And that's just what it is. He ain't got... and the crazy thing about this, as much people advocating for this nigga, you would think he would be the biggest star in boxing, but he not. He not even close. He not even close of being the biggest star in boxing. He one of the best fighters in boxing. And if I was him, I would rather have that title. I'm not gonna lie to you. Being one of the best, looked at as one of the best fighters in boxing than being one of the most biggest stars in boxing. Because he ain't selling nothing. Right? That's just what it is. He ain't. But the thing that gets me is, oh, you didn't say, oh, y'all didn't say this when Errol Spence, Errol, bro, nobody talking about Errol Spence. Errol Spence is not fighting right now. We don't know when he's fighting. Why are you bringing him up? Why is he a topic of discussion? Why is Errol Spence being brought up? Did you hear me say anything about Errol? Have you physically heard Boss Hog K-Po through the door sit there and say that Canelo Alvarez shall fight Errol Spence? Ever? Huh? Did you hear me physically say, you know what? Shit. Only thing I said was if they were to fight, that would be a lucrative fight. There would be a lot of money in that fight because of the fan bases, right? I said, but I'm not a fan of the fight because of the weight, right? I said, of course, Errol Spence will have the speed advantage and all that in that fight because he'd be coming from a smaller weight class. But I said, Canelo will beat Errol. Just like Canelo gonna beat Terence Crawford. It's the same. You know what I'm saying? That weight, y'all don't understand. Look at Jermall Charlo. Look how he fought Cornflake. He didn't do nothing spectacular. When you get up there in that weight, you don't gotta do nothing spectacular. All you gotta do is have good fundamentals and land your punches, right? Have a great fight plan. You gonna win that fight. You ain't gotta do nothing special when you start climbing the ranks. Now, when you're at these smaller weight classes, yeah, you got to pivot and do all this, spin on your head, do all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you climbing up in weight, because of the power aspect, and I'm telling you, I'm not telling you this because of what I feel. I was a former amateur boxer. I've sparred dudes. I always sparred dudes better than me. Always. I never sparred dudes that was on my level. I always sparred dudes better than me. And each time I sparred them, the smaller dudes, right, that was smaller than me, that had more skill than me, I neutralized them. Why? Because I had power, right? I made them look ordinary. I'm not telling you this, and everybody that done boxed before know what I'm talking about. When you get in there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about no dude that's just big, that don't know what he doing. I'm talking about dude that know what he doing in there, right? He got a game. He got a good fight plan. He know what he doing in there. I'm telling you. Because I've had... All right. I'm saying at the end of the day is that Errol is not in the equation. I don't know why y'all niggas keep bringing up Errol. Errol this, Errol that. Terence Crawford beat Errol. Okay, yeah, he beat Errol. You want a cookie, nigga? I'm trying to figure out what's the plan. What are you trying to accomplish? You know what I'm saying? He beat Errol. Good job. Yeah, that was 2 years ago, nigga. What we talking about? He's so confident to fight Canelo. We gonna see. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm talking about is Errol ain't got nothing to do with this situation. Terence Crawford to fight Canelo Alvarez. Right? So-called. We gonna see. I don't know. He finna fight Canelo. That needs to be the topic of discussion at hand. Not, oh, Errol, you didn't... And when I see grown men deflect like that, they let me know what type of man you are. You a man that don't take it. You're not even a man to me. Right? When I see you make that comment, that let me know you ain't no man, bro. You a coward. You a dude that don't stand on his 10 and you deflect. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this the thing. I keep telling y'all, now I got to get animated. I keep telling y'all niggas, stop coming over here. If you want a channel to stroke your ego, pause, this ain't the channel for you. For starters, I ain't with that gay stuff or that rainbow stuff. I ain't with it. So you need to go to them channels that's with that, right? Second of all, go to a pro bud channel that's going to tell you everything you want to hear. Because over here, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. That's just what it is. I'm going to keep staying on your head like a fitted cap. I'm going to suffocate y'all like the Houston Heat. That's just what it is. Big boss, K-Po, through the door, gone.